Berlin, Germany, April 1945. The Soviet Red Army surrounded the city, and the total defeat of the Third Reich is at hand. On May 7th, 1945, the remaining leadership of the German army officially surrenders to Allied forces. But as people rejoice around the world, the United States government initiates a top-secret program, codename Operation Paperclip.
Operation Paperclip was a secret Allied plan at the end of World War II to acquire former Nazi German talent in the areas of aeronautics especially, but also physics, chemistry, and medicine. In other words, they were rounding up former Nazi scientists and bringing many of them to the United States.
The name Operation Paperclip came because if you were a high-value target, a scientist that we really wanted, then there was a paperclip on your folder. This would have been things like aircraft production, rocketry, atomic weapons. Eventually, about 1,600 scientists and their families were brought to the United States, where officially they did not exist.
Paperclip was essentially an acknowledgement by the Allied powers that the Germans in so many areas were technologically ahead. They had science and engineering skills that we simply didn't have. So they wanted to identify these people, bring them back to the US, and set them to work.
We kept Paperclip very secret because we did not want to tell the American public that we were out finding Nazi scientists to come work in the United States. That's why Operation Paperclip still leaves you wondering today, you know, what came from it and what are we hiding?
What were Nazi scientists working on in the United States that even today remains a closely guarded secret? Some say a clue lies in the remarkable events which transpired throughout 1947, which has been referred to as the year of the flying saucer.
During 1947, flying saucers were sighted all over the country, from the Northwest all the way to the Southeast.
On July 8, 1947, the Roswell Daily Record famously reported that a flying saucer had crashed in the New Mexico desert and was seized by the U.S. Army. While many people believe that the unidentified craft was extraterrestrial in origin, others claim that it may have actually been the result of Operation Paperclip.
The Germans were known to use non-traditional techniques and unconventional aircraft design. Some people say what happened at Roswell was a saucer-shaped disc that we got from Nazi technology, because there's some anecdotal evidence that they were working on some sort of saucer-shaped aircraft. And that's the sort of thing we would have been taking to the United States that we would have hidden from the American public.
Is it possible that the mysterious flying object recovered in Roswell, New Mexico, was an experimental craft developed by Nazi scientists? Perhaps the answer can be found by examining an iconic UFO sighting that took place only a month before the Roswell crash. On June 24th, pilot Kenneth Arnold reported seeing UFOs near Mount Rainier in Washington state, flying at supersonic speeds, which, interestingly, matches the velocity of the German V-2 rocket. And when Arnold described the mysterious crafts that he had seen, some pointed out their striking similarity to an aircraft developed by German scientists in World War II.
The Germans did a lot of crazy aircraft design, and one of them was this massive bomber. It was called the Horten 229. It was a flying wing. The two look so similar. How could they not be related? And those are the sort of scientists that Operation Paperclip was grabbing. It was the people that built that aircraft. And so when you keep a lot of secrets, then you leave room for a lot of speculation.
It's intriguing to think that aircraft built by former Nazi scientists may have been misidentified as extraterrestrial spacecraft. But on the other hand, many still believe that these UFOs came from another world. So, is it possible that one purpose of Operation Paperclip was to analyze recovered alien technology?
Let's say that you got a hold of some sort of alien craft. Who are you going to bring in to look at it? You would bring in the most savvy people in terms of aeronautics, rocketry, propulsion systems. And if you're talking about the late 1940s or 1950s, paperclip-connected scientists would be some of the key individuals you would want to have there.
There is a direct potential connection here between Nazi scientists and the Roswell crash. But there's still vast parts of it that we don't know. And maybe we never will.